Hi, my name is Carissa Richardson, and I'm the SVP of Sales Performance here at Guaranteed Rate Affinity. I'm so excited to have my special guest here, Morgan Murray, who is our social media manager for all GRA companies. And Morgan, welcome. I'm so
Thanks for
happy to have
having
you.
me.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. So I think you might be one of our newest members of at least the marketing team, but some of our female leaders that are happening around here at GRA, and I wanted to bring you on and ask you a couple questions.
Yeah.
So, why did you choose to come to GRA?
Well, I previously worked at an advertising agency, so kind of like all things social media. But I'd had a little bit of a connection to the real estate industry just because my partner was a CB agent for a really long time.
Okay.
So I kind of knew some of the people that worked here and just knew it was a great company and just heard like nothing but good things. It was Lisa Vasky, and they're like, she's like the closer, like she always gets his deals done. So I just had heard really good things about it. And then when the position opened up for social media manager, it was like no brainer for me.
Yeah.
And it's very different from working at an advertising agency, but I think my experience there really helped me like translate and do the job better here.
Yeah.
So I think I'm like definitely where I'm supposed to be.
I love that. And I think you've like melded perfectly into the existing marketing team. I know all of our loan officers are super excited to work with you. You've done some great things already. So, what are some of the things that you get to do here as part of the marketing team?
Yeah, it's kind of like twofold. It's like one, like creating the content that goes on our corporate channel, and then two, like supporting loan officers, helping like them create content, and also like helping them build out like a social media strategy. I think those are like the two main things that I do here.
Yeah. So, as far as strategy goes, if you're a loan officer in the market right now, what would your number one tip be for this year?
I think honestly just getting online and posting, because a lot of loan officers, like, this is what I said, like if you're online and you're posting and you're doing it well, you're probably like already surpassing everyone else, because I'm just like trying to get them to like care about social media and get online. And then if you're actually like good at it, oh my gosh, like that's like a step further. So I think the first thing is just like getting online, getting comfortable with social media platforms, getting comfortable posting.
Yeah.
And then it's like thinking about like creativity, like how can you like elevate your content and take it to the next level. And what I've seen on social media that I think is really interesting is that a lot of people think like, oh, you have to post every day, and like that's kind of like an old strategy and like an old way of thinking. But if you really put like effort into a couple strong videos, like I'd rather see that, because that's how you're going to grow online, is if you post like 3 videos that are like professional, like the hooks are interesting, like everything's really good. That video is going to perform, and that like brand can blow up more so than if you just post like every day, but it's like, you know, random pictures of like your dog and whatever, you know. So like that's what I think I'm like telling people now is like it's so competitive, so like take a step back and really think through like everything you're posting.
Yeah. So what do you think is the most, I guess, organic content that a loan officer could do?
Yeah, I think there's like 2 layers. I think one, they should be posting content that's like shows that they're a mortgage expert, shows that this is what they do for a living, whether that be like day in the life posts, like posts of them, like educational content, like sharing, you know, things about the mortgage industry, because social media is like a search engine platform now. So like people can like search for topics and things about the mortgage industry. So having that layer of where they're like posting about mortgages, but then also like posting something personal. So like it's great. What I've seen too is like people that just go all in with mortgages. That's great. But social media has this layer of like people want to get to know you and like get to know like that extra thing about you. So like you're a mortgage expert, but you're also something else. So that's like kind of like having those 2 folds of like your like mortgage content along with something personal is going to be how they really excel online.
Yeah, I love that. And I know we have a couple loan officers that you've helped. So what have you seen be like the biggest game changers with our current loan officers that you've been able to support?
I think honestly, like giving them the confidence to do it. Like,
Yeah.
because I just think like real estate agents have been doing this for a long time. Like they've been blowing up on social media for the last several years, but loan officers are like kind of a little bit behind. So like seeing them like actually like be empowered by like me being like, hey, you can do this, and then them posting a video, that has been like the most rewarding and exciting thing that I've seen, of just like starting to see their content and then starting to see it perform well, and then, you know, in turn see them get leads from it.
Yeah. And a technical question, which I've been asked this before, and what's your opinion on hashtags? How important are hashtags?
Okay, guys, I'm gonna look at the camera when I say this. hashtags aren't relevant. So they really aren't. And that's not even just coming from me. That's coming from like the CEO of Instagram. And like, it's just not the searchability that we're looking for these days, because our searchability is now like in like keywords. So it's not that like hashtags aren't relevant. It's like it's shifted to where it's like, instead of hashtags, we're using specific keywords to rank on like similar to how we would rank on like a Google review or something like that. So it's just shifted to where thinking through a hashtag is just not as important as strong keywords.
Good to know. And you know, kind of the same thread, how important is tagging?
Like tagging specific people,
companies, places, you know, all the things that you can tag in a post.
I think that is more important because, and especially one thing that we've done is collaborate, because when you collaborate with other people, not only do you tap into their audience, but they can tap into yours. And so like tagging them and like keeping social media social. It's like you tag them, they tag you, and, you know, collaborating with people is a great way to have like tap into those two audiences.
I love that. Yeah. Use other people's people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Expand your audience exponentially with just doing a little tag, right? And for those of you that don't know, a tag is just the little @ sign in front of someone's name, and then if they have the account, it'll pull up with the correct name. So so all those are just little technical things, but I think they can make a bigger impact if you're using the tools correctly, right? So as a loan officer, if you have none of the channels, you're starting from scratch, where would you start first?
I love this question, actually. So that's like one thing that people ask a lot of, like, where should I start? Because it's a little too much to try to blow up on all channels. So looking at all the channels, the best way you're going to have reach and potentially like new leads is through Instagram. Because Instagram has the strongest reach potential, in my opinion. LinkedIn is also a great place because it's a lower lift. Like, you just can be sharing a few things, like a few photos, but Instagram is really where you can see the most amount of lead generation that I've seen.
Okay. That's good to know. And do you have a couple examples of like a good hook? You mentioned that earlier, so I'm always curious what that would look like.
Yeah, I think it's all about reframing. So a lot of people start short form video content like, hey, I'm Morgan, I'm a social media manager at Getting to Radio Affinity. Immediately, I've lost them. Like, they don't care about my title, they don't care about who I am. But if I say, here's 3 things you're doing wrong on social media. Okay, boom. They're like, okay, well, what am I doing wrong? So it's all about like reframing. And that takes time, because sometimes I'll do a hook and I'll think it's interesting, and then I'll go back and review the analytics, and you can always tell if a hook does well if the video people continue to watch on average after 3 seconds. So if people watch after that means your hook was good. If people drop off at 3 seconds, that means that your hook wasn't good. So like, it's kind of like trial and error. Like, sometimes you get it right, and sometimes I'm like, it was probably the hook. But you know, like, so it's all about reframing.
Yeah. And again, trial and error, right? Like, there's no perfect solution, and sometimes a unicorn post will go viral and you had no
that happens sometimes, at least on my own page and even with GRA. Like, sometimes things really blow up and I don't understand fully why, and then sometimes I do understand, like, but there's been some posts that I'm like, this is gonna blow up, and then it doesn't, and then some posts I'm like, where did this come from? So it's still about like understanding like why like things go viral. Sometimes we don't always know.
And so my saying that I always had around social media is, sometimes done is better than perfect. And what I mean by that is, I'd rather you post and put yourself out there and at least have some content, what you were saying before, than have nothing, because you're trying to make it perfect, right? And I don't know if that holds true for you too, but I feel like it does, because that seems to be the advice you're giving to the loan officers.
Yeah, I think, you know, as someone who's like in the creative industry, like, I am a perfectionist sometimes when it comes to content. Like, anytime I review like my old videos, I'm like, I would do this differently, I would shoot this differently. But I think the biggest thing is just getting online, because if you're like, I've always said this with anything creative, you kind of have to do it first and then learn. Because a lot of times, like, I had a call with someone the other day she's like, okay, so how do I do this? I'm like, okay, step 1, you got to have an Instagram account. Like, if you're trying to ask me, like, you know, how to shoot a video, that's one thing, you know, but then it's like, there's all these other steps. So once you like have the apps, you shoot a video, and then each time you're trying to get better and you take those steps to get like enhance it creatively, your videos are going to get better, but you do have to kind of start. Yeah, exactly.
Starting is the main point here. Yeah. So, I mean, what are some of the experiences that our loan officers have had after starting to do some of the social posts that you're recommending?
I think probably the biggest success story that I've heard is from Mina, and I'm obsessed with her content. But because I tell people this of like trying to get the buy-in of social media, is that she consistently gets leads from posts that she even posted like a year ago. Like she's consistently getting those steady leads. So that's like my goal for everyone. Like I understand social media is kind of a new thing for a lot of loan officers, but I believe like if you start posting, you get good at posting, you're posting relevant content, you're posting personal content, you're going to see that lead generation over time.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know who Mina is, Mina Yasuda?
Yes.
Out in California is one of our loan officers, and she does a fantastic job. All of her posts look super buttoned up, but it's really more about the content that she shares, right? Because she explains a lot of economic data. She explains some tough concepts that people struggle with, I think.
Yeah.
And that pulls people in, right? Because it's stuff out of the news, and it's about, the Fed and things that people, they understand enough to be dangerous, but they really want an expert to explain it to them. So she's been able to present herself as the expert, which I think is so powerful, right? What other platform do you have that you can do that?
Yeah, and it helps build that credibility online.
Yeah.
And also, this is what I've said too, of like if you make videos of concepts that your clients are continually asking you, then next time they ask that question, you can just send them the video.
Yeah.
That saves you time too.
It works both ways.
Yeah.
That's great. Awesome. Well, I know that you're new here in Morgan, but we are so happy to have you. You've done a great job so far. You've grown our corporate channel exponentially. You're helping so many of our loan officers. I'm going to be calling you this week because I have some stuff I need some help with, just
Please do.
FYI. But we're so happy to have you here, and thank you so much for all your hard work.
Yeah, thank you.